JP Cadorin here with Marquette assistant coach Stan Johnson. First of all, thanks for taking the time. I know you're a busy man. So first off, why Marquette? Why come here?
Well, I get that a lot. And, for me, it was the people. And, starting with Coach Wojo, I told him, and I've told a lot of people, there's not another school I would have left for. I enjoyed my time in Arizona State, was really tied in there. But when Coach called, as I, over the years have, done my work on him and the things I've heard, and having guys here like Brett Nelson, who I knew, and Mark Phelps, who left. And even before he had called, just over the past year, our conversations about the culture and the kind of guy he was and what they were building. And then, being a basketball guy, the history of Marquette basketball, what this place stands for, and what we could be moving forward, I just felt like it was a terrific move for my family and something I wanted to be part of.
And you mentioned Brett, and I think we hear about it a lot of a coaching fraternity and, in your close connections. Is that pretty much what describes you and Coach Nelson?
Sure. I mean, Brett and I were on staff together at Drake, and we spent a couple seasons together, and he's become a great friend. He's one of those guys that you trust and you believe in. And again, going back to when he got here and over the year, hearing him talk about Steve and the program and where they were headed, it was something you wanted to be a part of.
When you played 3 years out at Southern Utah, finished at Bemidji, and I have to imagine there are things that maybe when you were a player, or you kind of wish things were said to you as a player that now you get to say to these kids. You have another chance to impart some wisdom to these kids, right?
Sure. I mean, I think as a coach, for me, I always go, man, if I only knew that then, right? And I guess everybody can say that as they get older, but for me, I think coaching is imparting in these guys things you've learned and things you've learned across your journey. And I've been blessed as a basketball player and as a coach to have worked for a lot of guys, played under different guys, seen a lot of different things. And my job is to hopefully give these guys things I didn't have and keep them away from things that I wish I would have done. So that's the beauty of coaching, and you just hope they take it.
And that's the other thing. When you think about it, between high school, your two colleges, you've had, I think, 7 or so coaching gigs here in college. That's a lot of head coaches, a ton of assistants that you've had a chance to learn from. So how do you form your style and know when to be hard on guys, when to go easy, what to do when you're running practice, stuff like that? How do you develop your own coaching philosophy?
Yeah, that's a terrific question. It's been, like I said, it's been an absolute blessing. Sometimes moving around isn't as fun as we all would think, and you want to be somewhere for a long time, but it's really helped me because I've been able to take the good that I've seen from people and the bad and, help form the things that I believe in. But the great ones that I've been around and the really good ones, it all comes back to people. And I always say, no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And if guys believe that you care about who they are as people, the basketball will take care of itself. And that's the one thing I've taken away. The kids are the smartest ones in the program. And if they feel that you're not as connected to them and it's only about basketball and you don't see the person, well, you're not going to get their best. So that's been, for me, the number one building block is you have to connect with people. They have to know that you love them. Even when they don't play as well, you're still going to love them. And that's when you get buy-in and you get kids to play at their best.
And then here at Marquette, so you've been here a little while, a few months. When it comes to recruiting and program building and stuff like that, what strengths does Marquette have? I mean, what do you love about this place so far?
Well, it has tradition. We may not be able to get every kid, but every home you dial into and every phone you call, they know Marquette. They know its basketball history, and they know the guys that have played here. I mean, you can look up at this wall, Dwayne Wade, Wes Matthews, some of the guys that we have in the league. These are guys that kids really connect with. And so you have that from the jump street. And then secondly, we have an unbelievable academic situation. This is a place where you're not only going to get challenged as a basketball player, but you're going to be challenged academically. And then we have tremendous people. I mean, in my small time here, the guys and the families that have come here, the one constant, regardless of the family, has been, wow, you guys have unbelievable people. It's just a feel they get. So I think we have all the things necessary to recruit at a high level, which Coach has done that in his time here, and I think we'll continue to do so.
And then as far as this team goes, obviously young team, promising team, but we've seen a lot of talent. What do you like about this team, this makeup, these guys that you have here in the gym?
Well, I think, we have good talent. We have great growth potential. Sometimes kids are young. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be good. I think our ceiling is really high because we have guys that come in every day and they punch the clock, they work, they sincerely want to be good. There's a lot of times where kids will play basketball because of all the things that come with it, especially at this level. I really believe we have a group of guys who want to be good, who are coachable, and have tremendous character. I mean, you've seen it. We got punched in the mouth by Iowa, and the response they had to come back days later and go win a big tournament like that says a lot about who we are and who we can be moving forward.
And won a big tournament with two big wins, LSU and Arizona State. I imagine that second one, as a former assistant coach there, can't have been too comfortable. What was that feeling like?
That was tough. Okay. I didn't talk about it all that much, but one of the toughest things I've had to do, with the exception of maybe a couple guys, every single kid in that program, I helped recruit or recruited. And I have deep relationships with those guys. Those are guys that I've said they're like my little brothers. They've spent time with my family. They've been at my house. Their parents entrusted me. And, I want them to have great success, and I want them to be successful. So that was a tough night, but I'm glad we won.
And I think Marquette fans are glad you're here, doing well so far. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Next time on Inside Marquette Basketball, we go courtside with assistant coach Brett Nelson.
Jump to it, Tracy! Up, stay!